You know when a game just grabs you from the very start? The Callisto Protocol did exactly that to me. From the moment I stepped into Black Iron Prison, I felt like I was thrown into a nightmare, and I loved every second of it. It's dark, brutal, intense, and unapologetically horrifying. If you're into sci fi horror with jaw dropping visuals and bone crushing combat, this game might just be your twisted little paradise. Let me take you through my experience playing it on PS5 and then again on PC with an RTX 4070 because, yeah, I just couldn't get enough. The story begins with Jacob Lee, a cargo pilot who crash lands on Jupiter's moon, Callisto, and finds himself thrown into Black Iron Prison. No trial, no explanation, just immediate imprisonment. But what starts as a prison break quickly turns into a desperate fight for survival. A mysterious outbreak has turned the inmates into horrifying, twisted abominations, and no one is coming to save you. The setting is phenomenal. Callisto is cold, bleak, and merciless. Everything from the icy wind outside to the metallic echo of your footsteps inside the prison oozes atmosphere. There is a constant sense of dread, and it's not just the jump scares, it's the vibe, the psychological horror of being truly alone in space, surrounded by monsters and your own fear. Let's talk gameplay. It's a mix of survival horror and visceral action, with a strong emphasis on melee combat. Yes, there are guns, but in the Callisto Protocol, the gunplay feels more like a last resort than your go-to. Most of the time, you are up close and personal, dodging, blocking, and smashing enemies with a stun baton that feels satisfyingly heavy. And I have to say, I love the melee combat. There is this gritty weight to it. Every swing, every hit, every crunch of bone feels impactful. And when you land a successful combo, then seamlessly pull out your gun for a finishing shot, it's just so damn rewarding. It's not just about brute force, it's about rhythm and timing. And once you master that flow, it's incredibly satisfying. The GRP Gravity Restraint Projector adds another layer of fun. It lets you grab enemies and environmental objects. Want to throw a monster into spinning fan blades? Go for it. Want to slam them into a wall of spikes? Be my guest. It's like Dead Space meets Half-Life 2's gravity gun with a violent twist. Now let's talk monsters. The Callisto Protocol has some of the most grotesque and disturbing enemy designs I've seen in recent horror games. But what stood out to me was how human some of these creatures still look. You can see the remnants of who they once were: inmates, guards, doctors, and that makes them even more terrifying. There is this raw biological horror in their design: twisted limbs, exposed muscle, pulsating tumors. It's repulsive in the best possible way. And the way they emerge, crawling out of vents, bursting through doors, or creeping in the dark, it keeps you constantly on edge. There are also these mutation mechanics where some enemies can transform mid-fight if you don't take them out fast enough. It adds urgency and you'll find yourself panicking more often than not. But again, I love that. It's what horror should feel like. Let me just say, visually, this game is a masterpiece. On PS5, it already looked amazing with detailed environments, realistic lighting, and incredible facial animations. And I'm sure it looks even better on the PS5 Pro. But when I played it on PC with my RTX 4070, man, it took things to another level. The ray tracing, the shadows, the reflections, it all adds to the immersion. Every inch of black iron feels real. You can practically feel the grime on the walls, the frost in the air, the blood on your hands. And the sound design? Oh my god, the audio in this game is pure horror gold. Distant screams, guttural growls, footsteps echoing in empty hallways, and the music, when it kicks in, it knows exactly how to elevate the tension. It's unsettling in all the right ways. If you're playing with headphones, especially at night, good luck keeping your heartbeat steady. Let's talk about pros and cons. First, pros. This game has an incredible horror atmosphere, satisfying melee combat and gunplay combo, stunning graphics, especially on the PS5 Pro and more powerful GPUs, terrifying and well-designed enemies, gripping sound design and immersive environments. Now cons. Some might find the melee-heavy combat repetitive at times. The story, while intriguing, doesn't always go deep enough. Checkpoint system can be a bit frustrating, especially during tougher segments. A few performance hiccups at launch, though these have improved with updates. But honestly, these drawbacks didn't affect my experience much. I was too immersed, too hooked. Look, I know the Callisto Protocol got mixed reviews when it first launched. Some people expected it to be the next Dead Space and were disappointed. But I went in with an open mind, and what I found was something I genuinely love. It's brutal, it's terrifying, it's cinematic, and most importantly, it's fun. The horror vibes are exactly what I crave. The combat, that perfect mix of strategy, brutality, and chaos is right up my alley. And those monster designs? Pure nightmare fuel. I might be in the minority, but I'll say it loud. I love the Callisto Protocol. I enjoyed it more than some of the more polished horror games out there. It delivered everything I was looking for, and then some. So, if you're still on the fence, give it a shot, especially if you have a strong stomach and a love for space horror. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you have played this game too, let me know in the comments what you think of it. Until next time, stay safe and stay out of the dark corridors, man, because you never know what's waiting in the shadows.